welcome to Knit 1,
Heart 2.
I almost forgot what we were doing. My name is Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
Do you see this?
You got a little thread there.
My boob. My name is Wendy, also known as Penny Wenny. Thank you for watching our show if you're a new viewer, and we welcome back all of our return viewers.
Yes. Who goes? Oh, shout outs.
Shout outs first.
All right, so at the end of the show, we are drawing for the May Blue Moon Fibers knit along. And that person will get this lovely needle minder and a pattern of their choice, $5 or less, which will be provided by me. So we'll announce the winner at the end. We're also doing our yellow knit along through the end of June. At the end of June, the first week of August, we will draw a winner on that. 2 winners, that's right.
Because it's a 2-month knit along.
Yeah, one for each. We're also doing a book review
of Knit. What did I just do to it? Knit my.
Hold on.
I did. What?
No, but you know what?
I made it brighter.
Did you?
But it's apparently not bright enough. Knit my skirt.
It's really weird. It's like one of those privacy protected type things.
I know. It's like it won't do it on. And I thought maybe if it's from this side.
Like my Hello Kitty tape on the back. There you go. That's
you
about
can
all we
see it if it's like sideways. So, yeah.
And that's by
Candace Eisner Strick. It is by XRX Publishing, and there will be a contest to win a copy of this.
Yay. It's a really nice book.
It is.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. That was very rude of me.
So, on the dance card.
I think you go first, right?
I do. My first thing is Jedi the Giraffe. So I was working on the hexagons last week, and I am done with all the hexagons. And now I'm working on the pentagons, which are the 5-sided ones. And I have all these done, and then part of one.
And how many do you need of those?
I need 13 of these.
Oh, so you really are almost done.
I thought I had 10. This is 9. Wait. I think I have one more that fell down beside the couch. So I need to do 3 or 4 more of those. And then all of the rest of the shapes are only like 1 or 2 or 3 of each. Yeah, this is the bulk of the toy is made out of these. I can't wait to see that done.
That is going to be so
I think it's going to be
pretty and exciting.
I hope I can understand how to put it together. It's very complicated.
I was looking. She has videos on how to do it.
Yeah, she does for everything. So I'm probably going to be fine. But I am knitting this out of Ann Getty's yarn.
Oh, all right.
It's the baby yarn, which is this, I think it's like a sport weight. It's supposed to be in fingering, but if you look at the baby yarn, it's very light.
I think sport weight will be fine. It'll be big enough to cuddle.
Yeah. And I think that one skein, the purple skein, is something else. And I can't remember which one it is, but it was another baby yarn. I didn't like the purple color that came in the Ann Getty's yarn. Either that or they didn't have purple available. Like it was, So I can't remember. They're one or the other, so I picked something. But
looking at the yarns, you can't tell. I mean,
no, well, you can. This one is so much more splitty.
Oh, okay.
Do you see how this has got a tighter twist? So it's kind of annoying.
So working with it, you can tell, but looking at it,
yeah, it's not going to matter in the finished project. And then I think the white yarn is some other brand too. I think that might be Red Heart, just because. They didn't have, that might have been the one where there was no white in Ann Getty's. I think they might have had off-white, but I wanted bright white. So that's number 1. Number 2 is my Indigo Frost poncho, which I did not work on at all this week, I will admit to you. Still going. I might bring this away with me this weekend if I run out of...
just in case, I would.
Yeah, if I run out of giraffe.
I mean, I don't know. My biggest fear is well, I've done it before at work, wanting to knit something and not having anything to knit or
I'm
crochet.
pretty sure that Lois would have
This is
something
true.
that I
This
could
is true.
knit
This
with.
is true.
It's
Or you
not-
could start, another crochet project too. Who knows?
Yeah, it's not like I would be completely shut
This is
out.
true. She'd shut you out. She would totally shut you out.
No, she'd probably make me spin something for her on her spinning wheel. It would be like
That's a possibility.
slave labor. So yeah, Indigo Frost poncho, and then I am still working on this. This is my Tempore shawl. I did a little bit more on this. Still in the
Excuse me.
teal, and I have this much left and not very much left.
Oh wow, no, you got coming along really well. On that
So then
one.
I'll start my second skein, but it's coming out nice. I like the color gradient. It's pretty. And this is out of Freya hand knits gradient. And it's the Tempore shawl, but I'm not following the directions. I'm only following the directions for increases. The rest of it, I'm just kind of winging it.
Which is
That's how
nice.
I roll.
It's nice when you can do that.
So that's it for what I have actively on the needles.
Actively on my needles, I have plenty of things. The question is, what have I worked on? Wow. I've only been working, I was just telling Wendy, this kind of starts the season for me where I tend not to have a lot of knitting done. It's all based on the temperature. If it's warm in the house, sorry, my pen just dropped. If it's warm in the house, we don't have AC running all the time. We certainly don't have central air, but we don't have it running all the time. And my hands get sticky and you just don't want to knit. Right now I'm hitting my non-knitting mojo, and it may have everything to do with the sock. I don't know what it is with me and ankle socks. I'm like, I don't know why, because you would think I'd pound them out.
Yeah, because they're so short. Is that you?
That was me, yeah. My phone buzzed somewhere. Oh. So I am working on my ankle socks. Boy, they look... This Cicada by Plymouth Yarn, is a very splitty yarn. I forgot what it was like to knit with it. It's been a very long time. And I like to knit while I'm reading, so sometimes I miss.
Oh, yeah.
Or sometimes you pick up the bottom stitch instead of...
Right.
So I got a little...
I would never knit with that, so I have not tried it.
I did something here.
Oh, I see that.
But, so I'm almost actually done. I'm very close to decreasing for the toe. And then what I might do is I'll just cast right on for the next one, because God only knows what will happen if I don't. It'll become single there too. Probably. It looks like it's a loose stitch. Oh, I have no idea. The one thing I was looking though at my stash, I'm very anal obsessive about where my socks are. All right, that one I gave away. Where's this one? Where's that one? I'm missing my green fixation socks that I knit last year. But I have no idea where they are. I'm thinking that they may be in Zachary's drawer.
I'm like, or under somebody's bed. Like,
well, they're definitely not under mine because we moved all our stuff.
But I mean,
yeah.
You know.
And I'm also missing one of my brand new socks that I knit in the cotton, the whitish ones that I just did with the ankle. I'm hoping those are still somewhere lost in my laundry, which is a very good possibility. So I have that. It's just a Fish Lips Cassile ankle sock. Nothing fancy, nothing special. And honestly, I don't think I knit one stitch on this lovely. And it's so pretty too. That's what I think I need to do. I need to get off the sock yarn and knit with this one. It's pretty.
Yeah, I like that one. It's pretty.
It really is soft. And that's all I've done. I've done nothing else. I have one slipper I gotta finish. But you know what? It's not slipper season right now.
Yeah.
I wear them sometimes, but in the summer, I gotta make a pair of flip-flops. That's what I gotta do.
Flip-flops?
Yeah, they have a very similar pattern, but
why not just buy a pair of flip-flops at Walmart for like $1?
Because it's so much more fun this way. Maybe.
I mean, I don't normally say that about knitted items, but in the flip-flop arena, I'm like, just buy a pair of flip-flops.
Well, because it's cushy and flip-flops aren't cushy. I don't know. Something to do. I get yarn. It's not like I don't have yarn. I don't have the time.
Any dates to write? Because I don't have any.
No. I don't even have a PhD.
No, I got
I was
nothing.
hoping to have at least a PhD.
This
I
is
don't even
all
have
that I did. This is it. That was a lot, but each one of these,
you have many PhDs.
Multiple PhDs.
You're a master at PhDs.
That's right.
There you go.
There's no whirlwind romance. Future dates. So my future date, I am definitely going to cast on a pair of socks out of self-striping yarn to have as a travel item, but I need to finish one of these 3 projects first. I just feel like I don't want to keep adding. That always knocks a project down and then it doesn't get worked on. I need to I'm gonna do socks soon.
Do you know which yarn you're gonna cast on with?
I don't.
Just curious.
In large part because I'm not really sure what I have. I have to look. Like I have this birthday yarn that's right here, so I'm like, oh, I'll just cast on that. Yeah, I like that.
See, for me though, it'd be like, oh, but it's got to be wound.
Well, that's why the what do you call it? Knit picks yarn is so tempting,
right? Because
it's wound and it's in 2 skeins.
That's part of the reason why I grabbed this one is because it's right like this.
Yeah. So, but I need to see what I have. I have to go look in my stash.
Future dates for me is just finish what I have started. I have a slipper. I have 2 pairs of socks. I have a shawl. I get too much for me. That's just not like me to have all these.
I have too much for me. I mean, I just feel like I haven't finished anything in the last few months. I haven't been motivated to get stuff done, you know?
Yeah, at least usually you have a sock, but you haven't even done that because you haven't had one on the needles.
No. I'm enjoying doing this animal right now.
That's fun, though. Oh, I keep forgetting. I have crochet. I did a crochet dishcloth. I'm almost finished.
Oh, yeah. Good for you.
It was fun. It was one of those, just those solid granny squares. Because
Yeah.
I tried a granny square, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like it. I like the solid one better, which I've done before.
This is the African Violet
Mm.
pattern, and it is based off of a granny square, but it's like modified.
Right. To go in the round and stuff.
Yeah, to make it
I like
be.
it. It's pretty.
I do too. I like how it's a flower.
Yes. I did. You see the points now too.
Yeah.
I did the solid granny square, but I was looking up on how to do the puffy stitch.
Yeah.
I'm like, that would make a nice dishcloth. I was
It
hoping
would be
that,
like texture.
well, yeah, and puffy. I was hoping that I could bang some dishcloths out real quick. Yeah, well, it would help if I really know how to crochet.
Once you do know how to crochet, it's so fast.
Right, it is. But, I mean, also I'm trying to crochet with cotton. That's not fast, no matter how good you are.
Crocheting is fast in the sense that it doesn't take a lot of stitches to make a big piece, you know, whereas you'd have to knit all the way up. Like you can crochet this kind of like double and triple stitch and you quickly have a fat strip.
Right, quicker than knitting.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right on
but
that.
it does suck yarn. Like
yes, it does. It really does. It eats, that eats triple of what knitting would.
Oh yeah, to make the same thing,
Yep.
definitely. So finish what you have, basically.
Yeah, I just got to finish what's off my needles, and I definitely want to cast on another blue moon. I miss not knitting on my blue moon, believe it or not. I really like.
Well, who wouldn't? Baubles and Bling. I have Baubles and Bling.
Still
It
haven't
shipped.
Oh, it did. Okay.
It's just not here yet. I'm hoping it'll come here tomorrow.
Oh, good. Baubles and Bling for me. No, I don't think so. I got my bag. We did, no, I have nothing. I'll explain that in my Crushes and Heartbreak.
Okay, so kind of a slow week over here at Knit One Heart too.
We are recording a day earlier, and we did have holidays, so that
we did,
which tends to
and I was sick.
Family time.
I was sick all last weekend, so
Right.
oh yeah, we've had it's been sick in my house. People have not been in good health. So Crushes and Heartbreak. Well, my heartbreak is that I was sick all weekend. And I think it's because eggs don't agree with me.
Really?
Yes.
Have you been eating eggs before? Or
I ate eggs.
I mean, not before your surgery. I meant like before.
Yeah, I had eggs for like 3 days and I did fine. And then the 4th day, I got real sick at the I felt fine for like an hour, and then I took my daughter to Target and I got really sick. I had to come home, and the next day, same thing. I ate. I felt good for about an hour, and then I got really sick. And then I was like, when it happened on the third day, I'm like, I think it's the eggs. So I have been eating Greek yogurt for breakfast instead.
And that's not bothering
And that I'm not getting sick.
Now, we've talked about protein shakes. Could you have a protein shake?
Yeah, I could take a protein shake if I wanted to, and it would be fine. I could do that.
No, I was just curious.
It's not on my written plan. My written plan is they want me to eat.
Okay.
Because the more you eat, the more you can get your stomach used to eating,
Okay.
so that you can eventually eat a normal one portion of food, and get more of your nutrients that way. They don't want you to rely on the shakes.
Okay.
So on my plan, I have to try to eat at least 3 times a day.
Okay.
And so I do.
Now, is that because your belly's still healing?
Yes.
Okay.
It is, and it's probably still a little bit swollen. The swelling is what makes it so small at first.
Okay.
So for my typical day, I would have about a third of a cup of Chobani yogurt.
Mm-hmm.
A container. I don't know how much is in the container. A
The-
third of a container.
The small container.
Those single serving containers.
I think there's 6 to 8 ounces depending on the container.
So I have like 2 ounces of it maybe.
Okay.
And then today for lunch I had 3 shrimp.
Ooh.
They were really good, garlic shrimp. My husband made them last night. I had them for dinner last night too. I really like seafood. It's easy for me to digest, and it has a lot of protein, so I like eating that. But 3 shrimp really filled me up. Like, that's a lot. And then for dinner, one night for dinner I had about a third of a cheeseburger actually. My husband made me a burger with cheese on it. I put some mustard on it. I didn't eat the bun, just the meat and the cheese. So I've had that. I've had steamed fish one time. I had pulled pork one night. Any kind of protein, basically. And another lunch that I really like is I take like 2 or 3 big spoonfuls of refried beans. And Amy's organic refried beans taste so good compared to I think I got Goya before.
Oh, yeah.
The Amy's ones are really flavorful. And then I melt a little spoonful of cottage cheese on the top of it and mix it in. It's really good. And I want to put some salsa on it. I think that would be really good. Now that I can eat vegetables now. I can eat soft vegetables like tomatoes, or if they're not soft, I can steam them, but I'm not allowed to have celery, broccoli, or lettuce yet because it's too fibrous and hard to digest.
That makes sense.
And I can have fruits, but I have to take the peel off. So I can have apple slices if it's peeled, pear if it's peeled, peach if it's peeled. Because the peels are a little hard to digest. And I can't have grapes because grapes are really hard to digest.
Makes sense.
Because they're very fibrous, I guess. So, but the most important thing for me to eat is protein so that I don't lose muscle mass. So I eat a serving of protein, and if I still feel hungry, then I can have something else. But when you can only eat 3 shrimp, you are not hungry for anything else. Yeah. So right now it's just protein that I'm eating mostly, which is a good thing. And then, I drink fluids all day. So, but yeah, my stomach, my whole digestive system is getting used to the big shock of what happened. So I have a lot of digestive issues on the side. Like I told you, I wasn't feeling well today.
Right.
That's normal. It's just going to take a while for my gut to get used to how things are working now. So that was my heartbreak, that I was kind of struggling with the eating this weekend. But now that I've stopped eating eggs, I'm much better. So no more eggs for now. I can try it again later.
Right, when your stomach's healed a little.
It might just be too much right now. My crush is that I got cleared by my doctor to start a running program. So I started a running program this week. I have done 2 days of Couch to 5K. The first day I ran outside and I stopped myself at the halfway point because I was getting dehydrated and too hot. It was that day that it was like 86.
Okay.
And I thought it would be okay because the humidity was low, but I knew I was going to be sick if I didn't stop.
Right.
So today I ran inside on my treadmill instead, and I ran the whole thing, and it was easy. I took it very slow. I walked at 2 miles an hour, which is very slow, and I jogged at 3 miles an hour, which is also very slow because I'm nervous that I'm going to injure myself.
Right.
But apparently my body is much happier with the program at this weight than it was 40 pounds ago. So,
Good.
So far, so good. But I think I'm probably going to stick with week 1 program for a few weeks to ease in because I really don't want to injure my legs. Like, that's my biggest fear.
Right. That makes sense.
So, but I'm thrilled that I did it and that I have the energy to do it. My energy is starting to come back. I think, I don't feel like I need to nap after my exercise. The first few weeks after surgery, I would walk for 15 minutes and I would have to come home and rest because I was so exhausted.
Well, it's surgery, that's understandable.
Yeah. But I'm feeling much more energetic now. I don't get quite so tired. And I am, for those out there who may be considering doing this, I am 100% glad that I did this. I feel healthier. Because of the program that Mass General puts you through, which is not the same as programs in other places, but this particular program, I am learning how to eat better. And it kind of focuses you onto what's important and what's not important, the way that they do it. I mean, there are a lot of things I could eat. I could have ice cream right now if I wanted to.
Oh, really?
Ice cream has protein in it. I could eat it. But the sugar might make me sick, and sugar is not a part of my protocol, and I stick to the protocol. And to be honest, because I'm not hungry, I don't crave that stuff anymore. That craving thing only happened like the first week or two, I think, when I was only drinking those fluids. And I think it's because I just wanted to eat something savory.
Right.
Now that I can eat regular food, I haven't had any cravings. My kids have had chips in the house, ice cream in the house. I went out to dinner this week, and there were French fries, which looked delicious, and a cheeseburger that looked really good. But I was satisfied with what I was eating, which was a pinto bean and steak soup.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm able to go out to a restaurant like a normal person and order something off the menu. So I feel like it was a great thing. I feel like it's working. I feel very healthy. And I don't feel, now that I can eat, it was bad the weeks before surgery and the weeks after when you have that restrictive diet. It's tough. I'm not going to lie to you. It was like the worst. But now I feel better. And I know that someday if I want to have a little dish of ice cream, I'll be able to do that probably. But it won't control me. Like, I won't feel like I need to eat a giant dish of ice cream.
Oh, that's good.
And, potato chips, I might eat a potato chip. I would not want to eat a potato chip right now because you know how sharp they are.
Oh.
Like, I'm afraid of potato chips. Potato chips were my, kryptonite before. I love potato chips. Someday I might be able to eat a serving of potato chips.
Oh, good.
But I don't feel like I crave them. And I feel like because of what I'm going through, by the time that I can eat them, I would only eat a serving. Like, a serving would satisfy me.
Right.
And I wouldn't just eat carbs and just mindlessly snack. You have to pay a lot of attention to what's going on in your stomach to tell, because if you eat one bite I've overeaten one time, you're really sorry.
Really?
Yes. You do not feel well for an hour. It's bad. So you really have to I take a bite and I chew it really well. And then I wait after that bite for a little bit to see how my stomach is. Am I full?
Right.
And that's just training me to eat mindfully, because people tend not to listen to their stomach when they eat.
That's
you
true.
just eat for the taste. You're paying attention to your mouth. So I feel like all these skills are like building up so that when I get fully healed, I'll probably be a better eater than I ever have been. So
that's good.
I'm very happy and I'm doing great. My surgeon said I was doing great. Everything's good. So that's it for me. Mostly a big crush.
Good. Sorry, I'm writing down my notes on my sock.
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
Yeah, because I want to make sure I know. So, side note, I was watching Dramatic Knits with Callie and Steve, and Steve and I are very much alike about our sock and our rows, and he says he's very obsessive about the amount of rows he is, and I'm watching it, I'm like, I hear you, Steve, I hear you. Hence, I was desperate, and I used paper clips yesterday. I have a setup that has nothing in it. I'm like, what the hell?
I'm the opposite of Sheila. The idea of having to like fiddle with putting row counters in seems so like exhausting and so much work to me that I'd rather just wing it.
I can't because you know what happened is last year I did wing it and I had 2 different size socks.
My socks probably are slightly different sizes.
1 or 2 rows is not a problem, but for some reason mine were really bad, so that's when I started doing this. And I love how this is pooling too. It's kind of weird. I didn't really do that here, but that's because I did some short rows. But, so yeah, sorry, I was on my phone. I was making notes so that I knew for my second sock where to start decreasing. I think I have to try it. That looks about right, though, right?
I guess. I would put your socks ruler in it.
I don't have it.
Well, I probably have one over here somewhere.
It's got to be in my... Do I have it? No, I don't think I do. It's somewhere. I'll find it. Oh.
Mine is.
Oops.
That's not gonna work.
No. Maybe not. I forget what I am. I think I'm
9.
I think I gotta go like a couple more inches. I don't know. Maybe another inch. I'll have to probably try it on while we're recording. So, crushes and heartbreaks. So, my husband has the iPhone 4.
Oh, wow.
It was given to us, so beggars can't be choosers. He wanted a smartphone. He didn't like the smartphone that we have, so the boys have been using it because we bought a Go phone through AT&T, and it only had 8 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Which probably for me wouldn't be a big deal because I don't use it like they use it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't use my apps on my phone. I have a 64, and I have like 30 gigabytes left because I hardly use it. I use it for my photos. But, so he wasn't happy. My father gave him the iPhone 4. My father bought a 6, and he got the iPhone. Well, he says it's slow. I'm like, well, it's an iPhone 4. Of course it's slow.
Yeah, we're almost on 7 now. It's going to be slow.
So we were looking for new phones, and he wanted something that was relatively cheap, like $200. And we found this phone. We did a lot of research, actually. We really did. We did a lot of research. And Hawaii Honor 5X, it's a phone from China. It's supposed to be really good. We ordered it from Amazon because you can't find it anywhere here. Well, the screen wouldn't respond to us. Well, you know how you tap it and you swipe to... Mm-hmm. Yeah, we couldn't do it. So I'm like, let's charge it fully and see what happens. You have to double tap it to do things, and then it's a voice that repeats everything you're doing. And I'm like, so we ended up returning it because I'm like, no way. I didn't even have the patience for this to double tap everything. And it wasn't just double tapping. It wasn't recognizing it. So you're going like this.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, if I don't have the patience for it,
Can I make a suggestion?
Not have the patience for it.
Can I make a suggestion? We got my daughter's iPhone for cheap, buying a refurb through Amazon so that the Amazon 30 days was in. We got like 50% off of the price.
Really?
Because if it's refurb, gently used or whatever, it had a few little scratches on the case or whatever, but it's worked perfectly.
Yeah.
And we bought it through Amazon, so we had the
30-day guarantee type of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're still looking. I did some more research. Samsung has a nice phone. I don't think he cares whether it's Android or Apple based. I prefer him to stick with the Apple based only because that's what he has. And that's what, to me personally, Apple based is so easy to understand. understand. I've tried using the Android, and it just confuses the
My
heck out of me.
mom
But that's
has
probably
an
because
Android,
I have.
and she's like, answer my phone for me. And I'm like,
I don't
nothing's happening.
know.
What do I do? She's like, just answer it. I'm like, do I click? She's like, you got to double click because it has like that clicky screen. I was like, ah.
Yeah,
I just have to touch mine. I don't have to like click or do anything weird.
He did have the Android first, so I think he'll be fine. But I told him, I was looking up yesterday for a bunch of phones. There's a lot of inexpensive smartphones. You just got to know what to look for.
Well, you could look for a refurbed Android too.
Yeah, I didn't think about the refurbs. I'll have to talk to him. So we were looking at Best Buy.
Just make sure it's through Amazon, fulfilled by Amazon, so you have that window.
So I was looking at Samsung. Samsung has some decent ones. We're looking basically for a 16 gigabyte. That's what we're looking for. And he was all excited. I felt so bad because he signed up for the Amazon card so you could get a $50 gift card. And then we signed up for Prime so we could get the free shipping. Not signed up, but the 30-day trial.
Yeah.
And he was all excited. We got it Tuesday, and we plugged it in and couldn't get started. I'm like, I have no idea. Now, we've looked at the reviews. Not one person said that this was a problem. So it was obviously the phone. And I said to Cam, I said, do you want to return it and get another one? He goes, just return it. He's like that, though.
He's done.
Just return it. I'm like, fine. We'll find something that you can deal with later. So that was kind of a heartbreak. We went to my sister-in-law. She never watches this. A rant about my sister-in-law. So I apologize in advance. We went to my sister-in-law's on Sunday, and we went out to dinner, and she had made a few comments about Zachary's weight.
Yeah.
Now, my son has a bit of a pot belly, I will freely admit, but when you look at him, nowhere do you see overweight kid.
No, I don't.
He's probably in the 75th percentile, maybe like the 60th. The doctor has told us that just watch it. That's all he said, watch it, maybe get him out a little bit more.
His belly is a little bit due to
well, it's hard to say because when I squish it, it's you know, it's
doughy.
Soft. Yeah, it's doughy. Thank you, it's doughy. So, you know, we're telling him to be mindful of what he's eating, to how much he's eating. And summer's here. A lot of people let him go in the pools. I think he'll work it off a little bit. And who knows, he may shoot right up. But she had made a few comments, and, you know, I let it go. She's my sister-in-law. Well, whenever we go out with them, we do a buffet. And I don't like buffets because you tend to overeat. Is this your husband's
sister? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Yes, I'm sorry. My husband's sister. So we're sitting at a table. My husband's over there. My sister-in-law's over there. Zachary's here, and Max is on my other side. And when he gets kind of like me, when we get buffet plates, we do a little at a time. I like to try a little bit of this, try a little bit of that. I don't like to load up because, for one thing, I don't like wasting food. So if I think I might like something, I'll try one. If I like it, then I'll go back up and get another one. They don't care how many plates you get.
Right.
It's not checked. They really do care that you don't waste food, and I understand that. So Zachary was doing that, and a couple of times he went up, and nothing serious. And, you know, sweets, he's a kid. She had made a quick little comment, and then she turned to Chinese and started talking to Cam about it. And then she'd switch to English saying, you know, if it sits on certain organs. So basically she was complaining to my husband that he's getting fat, and she's worried about him eating too much and it's sitting and pressing on his liver. And I'm thinking to myself,
okay, that's not how that works, but okay.
Right. And so they're going back and forth in Chinese, and I snapped my hands and I said, hey. And Cam looks at me. I said, stop that. I said, you're being rude.
Yeah, it is rude to speak in Chinese.
So then they did it again, and she started going off again or something. I said, Cam, stop it. What? I said, you know exactly what. Stop. I didn't continue on what because I have my kids here.
Yeah. And
I think at one point they might have been up, like Max was in the bathroom and Zachary was up there. I said, knock it off. So that was that, and we didn't stay too much longer. We went to the house or whatever. So I wanted to talk to Cam about that, but I didn't want to do it in front of the kids because, you know, it's
especially Zachary.
Well, it could have gotten into a drag-out fight. Well, we're going Monday. I had Zachary do blood work, which seems to be good, because we were overdue for his 3-month blood work. And afterwards, we went shopping for breakfast, and just food shopping. So I grabbed some potato chips, and he goes, Gucci says I shouldn't be eating that. So my kids call him her Gucci. That's aunt in Cantonese. It's like older aunt or something like that. And I said, well, Zachary, I said, you can eat it if you have small portions of it. I said, we've discussed this. This is nothing new that we haven't discussed. I said, you can eat it. Well, we at home, I bought muffins, blueberry muffins, nothing fancy. And he's like, I don't know if I want to eat that. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I was so mad at her because I could tell that that's running through his head. He's 12 years old.
This is not a good thing.
It's not. This is how I created my problems because my brothers picked on me about what I was eating. So it's always in my head. I said, that's fine, Zachary. You don't have to eat it or have a little bit of it. You don't have to eat all of it. I said, but you do need to eat something, whether it's an apple or like I started giving him healthier options. Then later on, he did the same thing. So Monday night, I said to my husband, I said, what you and your sister did was rude. He goes, what are you talking about? I said, at dinner the other night, when you started talking about Zachary and his weight in Chinese, he goes, he's looking at me. I'm like, don't even deny it. I said, what you did was rude and uncalled for. He said, I will not accept that again.
They should never speak exclusively Chinese when they are with you.
Well, there are certain times when they're talking about foods, especially Chinese food, that she'll revert to Chinese because she can't think of an English.
Right.
And I understand that. I have no problem with that. Or when they're talking about the mother and maybe something that Monica just can't translate. I understand that. But when she blatantly, and she's done it to me before, goes and starts talking Cantonese knowing that we cannot understand it, is the highest point of rude. It's kind of like if you're getting your nails done at the Vietnamese salon and you're kind of wondering if they're talking about you. That's exactly, but this is my family. And the fact that you want to do it about me? I don't care. I know they have done it about me. I know his family does. But you don't do it with my son. Ever do it with my son. It's like I want to yell at her. He's got enough body issues right now. He feels so out of his own element right now with his medical issues and with other personal issues that he's going through.
Right.
Do not throw food on him. He is very well aware of what he looks like. He
always has been.
He's very self-conscious of his scars. And we went to a play date and kudos to him, we went to a play date on Saturday. We've met a little boy who is very similar to him.
Right.
He's 10 years old and he likes the same things that Zachary likes. He's so they got along really well, and we went over and went swimming, and he didn't wear a shirt, and that's big on him.
Right.
In the neighborhood, it's not a big deal because that's all they've ever known.
Knows that.
But that was really a big step for him, that he was able to go swimming without his shirt. Now, you have to see, to me, I don't even notice it anymore.
Yeah, I don't either.
He's got a long scar down here. He's got lots of scars, big scar here. And because he's got that little doughy belly, it's indented because he's got a lot of chest scars here from the chest tubes and the drainage tubes.
Yeah.
You look at his stomach, and this kid looks like he's gone through hell and back, which he basically has. So for him to be able to do that in a stranger's place, he was really comfortable. And for my sister-in-law to do that, I was really upset.
I don't blame
She's
you.
lucky I didn't go across the table, and really, but she says, "Oh, I'm too sensitive." I've had discussions with her before, she goes, "You're too sensitive." I said, "I'm too sensitive." I said, "You're slamming my son."
Talking in a foreign language, full conversations, not just saying, I don't know the word, because what you could do if you don't know the word is say, I don't know the word, and then say the word, and so that he knows. But going into a full-on conversation in front of somebody who does not understand the language when you are sitting right there with them, that's rude.
People might say, how do you know? It's when you're talking about something and then all of a sudden she goes, gee, that's a lot of food. And it's like, yeah, that wasn't smooth. It's like,
no,
you
and
failed on that
she's
miserably.
purposely
She's purposely
you.
deceiving. I mean, it's just rude. It's one of my pet peeves. I've talked to my husband about it before, because we know several friends who have different languages. I have no problem. We've gone camping with people who've done that to me before, and it's like that's the ultimate of rude.
It is rude if, it's okay to my husband works with a lot of people that don't speak English. And those people, when we go out with them, never go into a conversation in front of us. If they're stuck for a word, they'll say, how do you say and then they'll say their other word, and maybe their partner will say that's,
Oh, you mean like
like
jackfruit or something
yeah,
like that.
And then they'll be like, yes. But they never go into a full-on, and it's just rude to do it, because it's kind of like whispering to someone when you're sitting with a group of people and then suddenly going, that's rude.
Yeah.
Because even if you're just saying, I have to go to the bathroom really bad, people around you might think that you're saying, it looks like you're purposely excluding people because you don't want them to hear what you're saying,
right.
Which suggests that you're saying something about them.
But I think it's even worse when it's a different language and they're doing it directly in front of you.
Well, yeah,
and it's like
because
you kind of want to say, I'm not an idiot.
It gives the impression that they purposely want to exclude you because they're saying something either about you or about your child, or that they don't want you to hear, and that makes you feel bad.
And they were excluding us deliberately.
Yeah.
Probably more so Zachary than me, because she has no qualms of telling me anything that I may or may not be doing right with him. But that was a heartbreak that really, I will watch out for that in the future, and I will call her on it, and I will warn my husband. I will call her on it.
Yeah.
Because really, it's me and my husband and my kids. And I've told this to my husband before. He goes, well, what if you had to pick between me and Bobby? My brother knows it's you first. It's your family first. It has to be.
Yep.
So, anyways.
Well, if it helps at all with Zachary, what we always tell our kids when they want a snack is if they say, can I have some chips? I say, you can have one serving of chips. And it teaches them to look at the back of the bag. So like Jack will say, can I have cookies? Yes, how many? You can have one serving. One serving is 2 cookies. Then you can have 2 cookies. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because it's okay to have one serving of something. There's a reason why they've created
serving
that as a serving size.
See, unfortunately, Zachary is very much like me, where he's either an emotional eater or just eats to eat because he's bored.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And unfortunately, right now, God only knows what he's eating because I'm not there. So he tends to, I don't always get to watch him, but when we see, like, say, a bag of goldfish, and I'm like, Zachary, come on, you ate far too much.
Yeah.
And we're not chastising him because he ate too much ate the junk food. It's far too much. It's more than a serving size. And that's what I was trying to get to him with the chips, where he said, well, Gucci said I shouldn't be eating this, which really aggravated me. It's like, how dare you tell my child what he should and should not be doing, because he loves her.
Gucci, you misunderstood Gucci. She meant you shouldn't have more than one serving of this.
Well, and I said, you can have that. You just need to have one serving.
Yeah.
And he's not much of a chip eater. He really isn't. He does like goldfish.
The serving size thing is great because it's like a rule of thumb. Well,
and I'm trying to teach my kids, it's like you put some in a bowl and that's what you have, because we've all done it. We do mindless eating. We grab it, and before we know it, the whole bag is done.
Before this year, I would get a bag of potato chips from Walgreens because they make my favorite kind, Parmesan and garlic, and I would just eat the whole bag. It might take me the whole day, but over the whole day, I wouldn't eat anything else.
Right.
But I would have eaten a whole bag of potato chips, which is not good for you. And it was mindless. Like, I'd be watching TV or doing work on the computer, and I'd just be like, have a few chips.
You would think that knitting would help that because, for chips especially, your hands have to get into it.
I didn't care.
Yeah, no. You just have a napkin right next to it.
Yeah, that's what I had, a napkin on my hands so I could wipe my hands off.
Or I would tuck it underneath my shirt where I sit and just wipe.
Yep.
Yeah, so... Sorry about that long rant.
Oh, that's okay. That was kind of a crappy thing.
My God, it still burns my bubble.
Well,
that one.
Let's move on to Gossip and Innuendo, and we'll do our book review. We're reviewing Knit My Skirt.
Let me just announce the winner of Blue Moon before we get into that.
The winner first? Okay.
Yeah, the winner is, and she has been a winner before, Maria Wilhelmina. She was number 6 when I did the photo. So you get this lovely needle minder by Vintage Fairy, who has been so nice to donate one of these each month. And a pattern of your choice, $5 or less. Let me know both your snail mail and your pattern, and I'll get that right off to you. And again, thank you everybody for joining in. This has been a lot of fun. It's helped me. I think I've knit 6 pairs at least.
And get excited because it continues this next month.
Yes, it does. We will continue through the whole year. So I hope to at least have 12 pairs of Blue Moon socks by the end of this year.
That's a great goal.
It is, because that still only really doesn't put a dent in my stash.
So congratulations, Maria Wilhelmina. I love your name. Love the name Wilhelmina.
I know.
All right, so let's get this book review done. It is by XRX Publications, and it is called Knit My Skirt. And
It seems like as soon as you do something, it's
sadly,
there we go. That's about as good
that's
as it's
about
gonna
as
get.
good as it's going to get because for whatever reason, this thing
can't-
refuses to be
It's so
filmed.
weird.
Yeah, it's like there's some kind of weird.
I had it, now I can't even get it back again. Isn't that so bizarre?
It is bizarre. So basically, what this book does is it talks to you.
Those are all the skirts.
Those are all the skirts.
You can't. There you go. That's about.
There's a bunch of different styles. There's like smooth, sleek styles, some that have like gores in them, some that have, you know, like shaping, like so they look ruffled on the end.
Yeah, some lace, some geometric shape.
Yeah, geometrics.
I can't think of that.
Mondrian. It looks like a Pete Mondrian painting.
Yeah.
They tell you how to do the shaping to custom, and they tell you how to customize it so that you can make a skirt that works for you.
Just so you know, this is a very large file.
Yeah. And sadly, somebody ran my iPad down to 0 right before we started. It was not me. So I couldn't put it on mine, which shows up better on the computer for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. Well, mine is an older one. So it starts a little bit on the history of skirts and skirts versus pants. It's, you know, fun facts. It's a lot of fun in there.
And they have like some fun facts, like the relationship between hemlines and the stock market, which is interesting. Just stuff like that.
Show some older skirts. I love that. The old, like, it's like a desk for Pete's sakes.
And
there we go.
Yeah, the French giant hoops underneath there.
Oh my gosh.
I could never wear a knit skirt. They make arguments why you can.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
Oh,
but
look, they have other things. It's going to seat out when I sit down and then stand up. That's what I said. It'll stretch up.
Yep, it will. Do that if you make it.
It will take me forever to knit it. I said that too.
Said, yep, it will do that if you make it too tight. Allow an inch or two of ease, and you won't have the problem. This is funny because she's right. It may not take you. You'd be surprised because, like me, I could probably do a loop, no problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so it talks about my first skirt. It shows you how to add.
Show this page. It shows you how to add like tights, leggings, or undies inside to sort of like give it a structure. It's hard to see, but these are the tights, leggings, or undies, and you cut them.
So that you have, instead of like, you know, doing a twist tie or something, I suppose. Oh, hey. I don't know what I did there, but it flashed over. It just talks about certain stitches of what you would do, taking your measurements, which is obvious. Wrong side, right side. How it looks also how it tells you how to get a waistband and attach it to the skirt.
Like an elastic band or something.
And it starts you with the skirt plan. And you can do top down or bottom up on the skirts. There's a few that do side to side with short rows, I believe.
Yes.
So the first, you know, we're in 14th 14th page, and we haven't even seen a pattern yet. So it really goes into detail on how to measure and get the right fit that's for you.
And how to figure out your style, what length you want it, if you want a full bottom or if you want like a pencil skirt shape or like an A-line, which is kind of cool. And they have all the different ones: pencil, A-line, dirndl, trumpet, and circle.
Circle reminds me of the poodle skirt
Yeah,
type of deal.
that's a real full skirt. And then they talk about shaping, alterations,
Fabric.
and their gauge, and they tell you to hang it to get the gauge, because you're gonna wear it and it drapes down. So that's a good tip. I wouldn't have thought of that.
No, I wouldn't have either. Sorry, it's thinking.
And
okay,
then
we start off with top-down skirts. Let me see if I can. This is really pretty. This is some of these. The reason why I don't think I could wear a skirt is, whoa, what the heck happened? There we go.
there.
In some of these, you really need to have the body for it. I don't.
Yeah, that's a very short skirt. I wonder if I turn that lamp off.
Try it. We don't need it for us so much anymore.
Sorry.
Close up. No,
Oh,
a little bit.
it's better.
At least you don't have the lamp in it. So, I mean, that's a decent length skirt for, a lot of women.
Yeah.
It's not too short.
A few inches above the knee. You could wear that in an office situation.
Absolutely. Paired with a very nice sweater, although I think that's a jersey sweater, but
that's a nice one. It's not something that I think I would be comfortable wearing. Then there's like a
not so classic
frilly
skirt.
fun skirt. Here, go closer and turn it slightly to the. What happened? We had it so good before.
That's the best we're gonna get right there. Oh, there we go. This has some frills on the bottom.
Yeah.
And it looks like it also has a little bit, whoops. Yeah, it does, a little bit of lace.
It's like knit with a regular weight yarn and a lace weight, so the
You would
yellow
still use
is light.
the larger size needle to get the airiness to it.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
It's pretty, but
It's
I'm not
pretty.
a big fan of it.
I think, again, in certain skirts, we're bigger women. Not all skirts are going to look good on this. I like this one.
I like that one too.
This is a classic style.
Like that you could wear in a lot of situations. Ugh.
But it's weird because it was right there and then all of a sudden it stops. I don't understand. That's a classic style that I can, kind of remember my mom wearing skirts like that.
I like this one a lot, and it's just got a pearl detailing to make the ridges.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Make it
I can really see it close. It's thinking.
There's a lot of information about that particular one. Then this one is called Bohemian Skirt. That's pretty. I had it before. What did I do?
Right there.
There you go. Sorry it's at an angle, but
I don't think you can do it any other way.
this is the best way we can get it. This one is very similar. It's got a pearl detail stripe, but it's knit out of rag wool. Oh, it's not a pearl detail. It's like a slip stitch.
It looks like it's reverse stockinette with the slip stitch.
Yeah, it's very pretty. Is this the same?
I think it's the same with a different color. Yeah, it looks it.
Yeah, it is. So I like that one a lot. I tend to like the ones that are below the knee a little bit better. Because I think I'm just too...
Well, it elongates your whole body, so if you have issues...
Okay, which one was this one called? It doesn't like this page.
I know, it doesn't.
Concerto skirt. That one. It's pretty plain. It's got gores, what looks like gores, done with reverse stockinette and stockinette. By increases, I'm sure.
Or decreases, one or the other. Top down, so yeah, it would be increases. Excuse me.
It's cute. That's a cute skirt. I don't like the colors of it, but you can pick whatever colors you want, so. I like
I have to say about this book, there's a lot of pictures. close-up pictures. This is a really good book with the pictures, I have to say. It's one of the better ones we've seen in a while.
Yes, I do like that about it. This is called the square root skirt, and this is interesting. It's got these little, what they're calling, it's like a demi version of what they're calling the car wash skirt. There's like a car wash style now where there are loose strips on the bottom.
Okay.
Which it's interesting.
The fabric looks very tweedy.
Yeah, that looks like a
slip stitch type of.
Or yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
And then they have a version where you can knit little triangles inside, which
that's cute too. In the right color, that would. Some of these skirts are meant for younger women.
Yes, and then there's my swirling skirt, and this is featured
really
on a young girl. I like that style.
I could see an older woman wearing that with cowboy boots, just like that person is.
Yes.
I could definitely see that with the right top.
I like how it's got a scalloped edge. It's a circle skirt. It's really cute. And I'm sure they show it on an adult model as well. But I guess the whole point of this book is you could use these patterns to knit for any size once you know how to do the measurements. My mummy skirt. Like my mum, or like
mummy. I don't know.
It's really pretty. It doesn't.
Wendy and I are not fans of this only because it's somewhat see-through.
There are holes.
You would definitely have to wear a slip with that. There is definitely a slip underneath it. I would have worn a full-length slip, not a partial
length slip. I would like that. Like, Sheila made a good idea. If you put a lining in it that was like a contrasting color that showed through the holes, that could be really pretty. You know, like a permanent lining. I wouldn't. That's the only reason. I think it's a pretty skirt, but first of all, I hate wearing a slip. I haven't worn a slip since I was like 18. So I don't enjoy wearing slips. I remember every time I had to wear one with a suit, I would be annoyed.
Well, especially this time of year where it gets hot.
Yeah. Amoeba skirt. This is really, I think the color of the yarn really appeals to me on this. It's a nice chevron skirt.
It's pretty.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And it's got kind of a swirly bottom. My Green Valley skirt. This is like what I would call a sampler skirt. There's different stitches in each section, but I just don't, I think it's the color selection.
I think if you did a solid color, it wouldn't be so bad with the different stitches, but the fact that not only did they change the stitches, but they changed the colors.
And there are too many colors in it. Like if it was two colors, it might be better, but
too much going on.
It is too much going on. I think if it's
a very pretty skirt, though.
It is, and I think in a solid color, or if you just kept it to two colors, it would be pretty.
But it would have to be tonal, I think.
Yeah, but it would be pretty, like, if it was not so... There's, like, too much... It's too busy.
Yeah.
But, it's kind of fun.
There's probably a lot of pages on that one because of all the different stitches.
Yeah. The red velvet skirt. This is interesting. This is a 2-color yarn skirt, and it almost looks like herringbone or tweed.
Or is it...
Houndstooth, yeah.
Houndstooth, yeah.
It's... interesting. It looks like it would be really warm. Here's like a better, this is called my Blue Rhapsody skirt. You can see that's, what, now I can do it like normal?
I know, it's been acting weird.
There it is. You can see it's knit with 2 yarns.
I also, just time out on that picture there, and I've noticed it. It's, whoops,
sorry.
It shows you the yarn that they're using, but it shows you the picture of the lightweight, like number 3, number 4. I think that's a great, and how many yardage, obviously.
That can help you if you want to substitute.
Exactly.
You can look for that symbol on your yarn and know
especially
that it's
if it's a big box store, they use that all the time.
Yeah, like if you want to go to Joann's.
You could use, it doesn't have to.
Let's see. In the Groove skirts.
Excuse me.
This one has a ruffle on the bottom. It looks like it's got an asymmetrical hem, but I'm not 100% sure it is asymmetrical. It might just be the way the lady is standing.
Well, I don't know. The picture of it showed it, but you're right. It doesn't. Maybe it gives you an option to do that.
That's a cute skirt.
That
I
is
can
a
see
cute
wearing
skirt.
that.
That one I could see, and I think that one would be good no matter if you're skinny or not.
Yeah, I think that would work with a lot of body shapes. The Mondrian, yeah. This is the one that looks like a Piet Mondrian painting.
Not a
Shout
big
out
fan
to
of
Matt
it.
about Matisse, who would know who Piet Mondrian is.
I'm not a big fan of that one, but
I think
that's
if you
because
were
of the
super
colors.
skinny, it would look good. If you are carrying a lot of weight in your lower half, it might be a little too much of, hey, look at where
me.
I'm fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be worried about that on my shape. I'm kind of pear-shaped. But on the skinny hot model, it looks really cute.
Sure, anything on a skinny hot model looks cute. I think we're getting into
side to side. So these were all top down. Now we're on the side to side skirt. I like this one. It's kind of classic again.
Wait, time out for a second. Really bad picture.
Oh yeah, you can kind of see
one.
her undies in the picture. You can really see it on here. It's kind of a classic look. Except that it's knit side to side and the pleats are made out of
garter and stockinette.
It's garter and stockinette, so it's pretty. Oops, I forget you have to do that. This is called Stripes at Dusk.
That's pretty too.
Knit
That's
with
a nice
two
classic.
colors. Yeah, I love the length of that too.
It's a nice long mid calf.
Another good office.
Absolutely.
Thing. You can kind of see through it.
Your knee, yeah. A little bit. It's a pretty skirt.
And this is called Flock of Sheep skirt. Oh, okay. This is what it looks like. As soon as I saw it, I thought those were two pencils down the front.
It does kind of look like that.
I don't think it's supposed to look like two pencils, but now that I've seen it,
that you say
I can't
it, you know what?
see it.
It's funny because you know what I see? I see a little girl's legs who's wearing
little ankle
socks, and this is her skirt up here.
And I see like horse legs with a hoof. Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't think this color blocking works.
It's a very pretty skirt, and probably in the right colors it would look good.
But it looks like pencils to me. Ruffles have ridges skirt. Oh, I like this one.
Ruffles have ridges.
I like that they used it with a gradient yarn. That makes it look really pretty.
It does.
It's got that soft ruffle at the bottom.
Now we're doing bottom up.
Bottom up.
Maybe.
Oh, this one. Okay. So this is the first one. I forgot what it's called. Hold on a minute. I have issues with this one. My silver leaf skirt. It's very pretty, but I feel like having the puffy leaves on the side.
By your hips.
And I was saying, I guess you could put them in the center, but then it would kind of be like a triangle pointing right to your lady area, which might not be attractive. So, but that being said...
Again, it would be on the right body.
Well, yeah, if you have skinny hips, they do a version of it called Autumn Leaf Skirt, and this is that skirt, I think, done
a little bit better because
very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, they're all around the edge, and then it's not like it's focusing on like these saddlebag things or
excuse me,
pointing to your sensitive areas, which is not good.
Unless that's what you want. Hey, Stranger Things have
I
happened.
guess so. It's my seashell skirt.
This one's not bad. Again, this would be good maybe in a solid color. I'm not too sure about the three different colors.
I think it's interesting. I think it would be pretty in one color. I guess I'm more of a plain person, but that's almost too much going on for me. Like, or maybe if it was in a gradient, like more of a gradient. We have to wait. Okay.
My mathematical mystery skirt.
Oh, it has a Möbius hem.
Oh.
So here's with the Möbius at the, where's my sweet spot there? At the top. You can see how it...
I think it has one on the bottom as well.
I think it's two different skirts. That's at the top, and so it's twisted over at the top. If you have a bit of a tummy, that is not going to be a good look for you because the twist is going to add a little bulk. Right.
Thinking.
See, okay.
Oh,
Here's
all
the
right.
two of them. One of them has it at the. What did I do? One of them has. Where I can't get the sweet spot anymore. There we go.
One of them has it at the bottom,
which
right
I
there.
think just looks like you made a mistake. And the other one has it at the top, which looks good on this skinny model, but it would add like a bulk right there. That
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept, but it would not be my favorite pick. And then there's the angle skirt.
Great use of scrap yarn.
Yes, this would be a great use of scrap yarn, but for me it's too busy. But if you had more subtle yarn, it could be really pretty.
Or if you want a skirt for around the house.
Or if you just like really busy things, because some people do. Some people are into that look. Here is a similar skirt. I like the colors and the way the skirt looks better, but I don't like the asymmetrical hem with it pointing downwards and then lower in the front. That's weird.
Well, it just reminds me of like scrap fabric. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, that you ran out. So then we go, that's the end, and then we go into the techniques and the abbreviations.
And they have a lot of illustrations for each stitch, which is always helpful so you don't have to look it up online. And then they talk about the different yarns that they used, and they group them by weights, which is nice.
It is nice.
And they tell you where you can buy everything. And then there's acknowledgments at the end. So I think it's a pretty cool book.
It is a very nice book. I wouldn't mind doing maybe one of these in my lifetime. It's almost like a sweater. You got to commit to it.
Yeah, I think that this is a great book. There are definitely some styles in there that would fit larger bodies. The nice thing about this book is that you don't have to rely on the pattern designer coming up with a pattern for you, because you actually use their formula to make it fit you. So that's really good. Like, you know, you're going to get a good custom fit, because one of the things about knitted garments is if it's customized to your body, it's going to look a lot better than if you take a pattern for, say, extra large and try to like make it work on your body.
Right.
So that's one thing to consider if you want to try doing this. And it's worth it too if you have children that you would consider knitting for, because you can make it in any size.
If I had a little girl, I'd love this book. The good thing about the actual ebook itself is here's the oh yeah, you're not going to see that. Here is the table of contents. If I just want to go to this skirt, I hit the skirt and it goes right to that skirt.
Good job, XRX Publishing,
yeah.
Because we really like hyperlinks in the table of contents.
Unfortunately, there's no way
to go back. But it is nice if you're like, oh, I want to make the amoeba skirt. You click on the amoeba skirt in the beginning of the book and it takes you right there.
I have Goodreader, so if I want to go back, I just go to the bottom and go, whoop.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but it's nice.
It's nice to have a directed
and I noticed it at the back. They had a few more pictures on the back, and it worked the same way.
It worked the same. So it's that's a good.
It's a very nice book. There's a lot of nice skirts that I wish I could knit if I had a little bit better, of a better body shape someday, or if I had a little girl someday. Maybe I will. Grandchildren are always an option.
I don't know.
Not for a while.
Knit skirts were very popular in the 80s, and they might be coming back now. But I feel like I kind of like did knit skirts.
I've never done a knit skirt.
There are a few skirts in there that I would wear. I just don't know if I would want to knit them. But I think that if you're into it, this is a really good book. I think it's really well put together.
It is very well put together with a lot of detail in it.
A lot of detail.
A lot of really nice pictures. You can really get a good look at it. not just one little picture and you're done. It goes into a lot of details with,
Yes.
here's a picture of this design element. Here is the picture of this.
That is kind of like a thing with us. We don't like it when there's like one sketchy picture where you can't really see what's going on.
And in the beginning, without giving too much, it really does go into the fit and making it fit nice with using other undergarments to modify the skirt so that it fits better.
Yeah, I think it's great. And then it has the extras like the history of skirts.
It's always fun. I like a little bit of fun in my books.
It can be a good read for you even if you end up not making the skirts. So I like that. I like when I can learn a little something from a knitting book and it's not just a bunch of patterns. And
it's a little bit of a story to go with it.
Yeah, and with this you get the tools so that you could probably make up a skirt if you wanted to, because you're going to get the tools on how to make a skirt fit. And I like that too when
you take a little from this, a little from that.
I like it when patterns or books give people the tools to be creative, on their own without having to follow. So thank you very much, XRX, for letting us review that book. I think that if you are interested in it, you should check out the XRX website. And I'm going to link to that in the contest in our thread. One lucky winner in 2 weeks will win the PDF of this book. So be sure to look out for the contest. And we're going to ask you to tell us, see, I'm not really sure how detailed you can see the patterns on the website. It's not I don't think it's at Ravelry. I'm not sure.
Maybe not the book itself, but maybe the skirts are. Let me see if I can get...
What I'm going to do is I will take a look at what I'm linking to, and I will customize a question based on that. And it may just be what style skirt would you wear, and I might, because people can...
Okay, so the patterns are referenced. It is in Ravelry.
You just can't buy it.
You just can't buy it through Ravelry. So here's a quick little look at all. This is Ravelry, perfect. So it's got a quick link.
So I'm going to ask you which skirt you would knit.
If I could show. Trust me, it's there.
I will link to it so you'll know.
There it is.
What is it?
So it shows 25 skirts. Some really nice pictures on them, too.
Yeah. I really like how they did their pattern pages to give you some detail.
I just picked one randomly, and somebody's already made the skirt. It looks really pretty.
Oh, yeah, I like that one. And we're going to draw a winner for this in episode 356. So make sure you go to the group and put in your post to be eligible for the contest, because this could be a fun book.
I'm just looking because it also says how many people favored the skirts.
Yeah.
And the most popular one is the My Amoeba skirt that's got the chevron.
The chevron one. That is a pretty skirt.
It is a very pretty. Oh, I take that back. Actually, what the most popular one is look at me from all angles, which is.
But you know what?
The scrappy one.
It's the scrappy one. But you know what? If you have a lot of scrap sock yarn, that's one way to get rid of it.
I could see a little girl wearing something like that, because they the prettier the better. Like you could do all sorts of colors of pinks, and so. So yeah,
great book. Thank you, XRX, and don't forget to show up in the group to play in our contest. I think that's it for this week.
I think it is. Sorry that there wasn't much knitting content from me anyways.
No, well, hopefully, since we'll have a little more time before the next show, since we've recorded early, something will get done. You never know.
Maybe, because I'm actually on a lot of offsites if they don't close it on me.
That just reminded me that I have to bring stuffing with me in case I finish this.
Oh, yeah, just in case.
Otherwise, I'd have to go to...
You'll have to go and buy it.
Which I don't mind, because I could go to that store that I like. What is it called?
You're asking the wrong
craft
person.
store.
Hobby Lobby?
Hobby Lobby!
Oh, they have one up there?
I love Hobby Lobby. Every time we go,
Well,
I
then
make
don't
Lois
bring,
take me to Hobby
don't
Lobby.
bring stuffing so that
Oh,
you
I
can
have
do that.
so much stuffing. I have to use it. That would
That's
be
funny.
bad. But I'm probably make Lois take me to Hobby Lobby anyway. Because I like going to Hobby Lobby. I like saying Hobby Lobby too.
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
All right. So have a great weekend.
Thanks for watching us, guys.
Knit
Knit
with
with
heart.
heart.
Bye.
Bye.